An end of a friendship is worse than a breakup. Friendships often end with time and distance, you cannot do anything about it and it's nobody's fault. Sometimes even the ones you thought will remain forever, don't. That connection you had for years disappears and you find yourself searching for something to talk about because it doesn't come naturally like it used to. You're used to the idea that relationships come and go, and if you ended one there was probably a good reason. Whereas friendships supposed to last and usually end without a specific reason or willingness. They're worse than breakups, especially those that were extremely strong and long. The only thing that remains is the memories you had over the years while you thought you could laugh at them together when you'll be 80. But well, it's just life I guess. Edit, I was talking about your most valuable friendships, your closest friends that you have spent your years with and felt inseparable. Edit 2, when I said we are used to the idea of relationships come and go, I meant that we know that it is a very real possibility even though not a necessity, especially if you're not married. As someone said, you have tons of movies, books, and songs about it, it's the most shared, common story. Whereas the loss of a best friend hits different, especially in the long run. Edit 3, OMG, thank you for the awards and upvotes. I wasn't expecting this post to blow up. Also yes, the worst case scenario might be dating your best friend and breaking up with them. Especially if you were best friends long before starting dating. Then yes, you get the worst combo. Your text was so good that it changed my mind. Before reading it, I thought both were equally painful. But I identify myself with the things you mentioned, so I am convinced. Happened to me, still not over it? Miss her. Jesus Christ, this hurts. I'm a senior in high school about to graduate in 6 months and my mind just imagined the thought of losing the amazing friends I have now, and the likelihood of it happening. If anything is going to inspire me to hold on to them and not take them for granted, it's this post right here. I'd give you an award if I could. What if a breakup also means losing your best friend? Asterisk, when you realize that all things change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. Asterisk. Asterisk, Lao Tzu, ancient Taoist sage, about 2,500 years ago. Things fall apart. The memory is often more poignant than the experience itself. Damn, fuck right in my feels. It breaks my heart every time I lose a friend. I am asexual, and 30 years old. A relationship isn't in my future. I won't ever have that significant other to be my side till old age. For me, friendships are all that I have. And I have to remind myself that eventually they'll get tired of me and move on like the ones in the past have. It sucks because every time I lose a friend to time or distance, at my age I have to wonder if I'll make another friend as close as the ones I lost because more people are focused on their SOS or kids. Suppose it's why most of my friends are 5 years younger than me at this point. I think it depends on how old you are. If you're 18 you won't have had many friendships ending. You're probably still friends with your childhood best friends, because why would you end the friendship? The friendships that end then will be in a dramatic way that you didn't expect. But you're young. You've had it drilled into you that relationships come and go, so you almost expect a breakup with your boyfriend/girlfriend of 6 months. You weren't that committed anyway. It's hard, but to be expected, unlike a friendship ending. What would you rather, break up with your partner or have your long-standing friendship end? Fast forward 10 years. You're 28. You still vaguely keep in touch with your childhood friends. But life gets in the way. You've had friendships of the seasons come and go. You have a different group of friends now that fit your new adult needs and hobbies. You don't expect friendships to last forever like you used to. But you're living with your partner of 3 years. You expect to get engaged soon. You plan your future with them. You move around with them. You love them and you're both integrated into each other's families. Would you rather end your friendship, or experience a breakup now? Sorry for the long-winded explanation. TLDR, it depends on your life stage. Met. This has not been my experience. I expect a relationship I've been in for years to last far more than I expect a friendship to. Because like you said in the first sentence, friendships often end with time and distance. That's been my experience from the start. Especially the distance thing. Once we're not in the same place anymore, it usually falls apart. Meanwhile, in a serious relationship, I'm anticipating marrying that person and spending my life with them. Distance doesn't break us, it's considered temporary. I'm well aware that it can end, but I'm not necessarily expecting it to. So if it does, that's far more painful. Especially since my relationship then was usually a deeper connection than I had with friends. I had this friend when I was around 9 to 14 that was my best friend. He moved to another city and we stayed in touch. When he, maybe changed his number, back when you only had a SIM card, I realized I couldn't find his number or address anywhere. This sounds so silly, but this was 12 years ago and I still think about what we had, because a more pure friendship can't be found. This guy had a rough past and had a secret identity, so I don't even know if I had his real name. I tried to talk to people I know knew him, but no one had any info. I searched everywhere for any contact information I could find and even called people I thought was him, but hit a dead end every time. I also think about if our friendship maybe wasn't as good in his eyes, since if he thought so, and knew I wouldn't be able to contact him, why hasn't he be in touch? I have a rare name and he would find me pretty fast. So yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Because I've had several girls after that I never think about. I think maybe this rant of moan proves you're right, lol. If it's a real relationship and not just a sexual fling, then it hurts way more. If it's just a fling, then yeah, obviously losing a real friend is worse. Real connection is important and many relationships now are not real connections. I don't agree. People who lose connections with friends usually only have it happen for a good reason. Their friend is busy with their life, they're happy, maybe they have a busy career or family or whatever. Good things. It seems rare that friends lose touch over some sort of bad reason. It's a bittersweet parting for most people and they don't regret those friendships. People break up for typically bad or negative reasons. They weren't right for each other, trust issues, they feel abandoned, etc. They feel a lot more heartache and pain over losing that person, most of the time. They often regret it or feel like they wasted time or effort. I'm 24, turning 25 soon. I lost my best friend a couple months ago. We had been friends for 10 years. It wasn't time or distance that was the issue, so perhaps it's not applicable, but I truly thought she was my ride or die kind of friend. I had 2 breakups during the course of our friendship, both of which were far more emotional. I cried so much, but this friendship loss definitely impacted me more. I find myself dreaming of her, arguing, begging with her to see reality. She's constantly on my mind, and I keep wondering if she'll be okay. I also get angry at myself for draining myself mentally over her when our friendship is completely over. It's definitely worse. Breakups, I can get over them in a few months, TBF haven't dated that long of a period of time, but this friendship loss will probably haunt me for at least a year. Probably more.